What if I told you that your child can rocket past 98% of her peers by making just two changes in the way she's taught? Yes, you heard that right. Two obvious changes in instruction can have an enormous impact. She doesn't need to be a genius, and right now, these two changes are no longer a fantasy. This is the Tucson Math Doc channel. My name is Eugene, and I'm PhD Engineer Dad. Let's get started. Academic researchers know that the way your child learns in school is slow and inefficient, and this has been known for decades. One teacher teaches many students of all abilities and learning style and moves on to a new topic, even if not everyone understands the old topic. This applies to just about every core subject in school, including math, reading, writing, grammar, and science. Until now, this classroom and grade model has been the most efficient way to bring free education to all of our children. However, verified research from top experts show that just two shifts in instruction in all the core subjects can propel your child past 98% of kids in the regular classroom. Until now, this research has not been useful, and these two shifts have not been practical because traditional schools have had a monopoly on education methods and school funding. But in the last few years, technology and new choices in schooling have made this quantum leap possible. What I'm talking about is known in educational circles as the Bloom 2 sigma problem. It comes from research in the 1980s by the eminent educational psychologist Dr. Benjamin Bloom, and is backed up by Harvard research from 2014. Dr. Bloom's findings are very simple and require just two changes. Change number one is that the student is taught one-on-one rather than in a classroom of 10, 15, 20, or 25 other students. This happens when a teacher, parent, tutor, or mentor sits together just with one student and explains the topic her way. Change number two is that the student is taught a topic to mastery before moving on. That is, the next topic is not introduced until the student learns the current topic and the teacher makes sure the student understands the current topic. When these two changes are made, the student scores better than 98% of students taught the regular way. Yes, that's correct. An average student will score in the top 2% when taught one-on-one and taught to mastery. Yet, this is the opposite of how students are taught in primary school. There's at least 10 kids in any class, and the teacher moves to the next topic even if not all the students have mastered the current topic. This is the industrial education model that has been with us for the past 150 years. So how is this information useful? How is every child supposed to get one-on-one attention? And what has changed? If your child is enrolled in a traditional public school, this information is not useful. Children in public schools are still taught much the same way they were taught 50 years ago, 100 years ago, and 150 years ago. However, in the past 10 years, there's been an explosion in schooling options that makes these two conditions possible. I'm talking about homeschooling, unschooling, microschools, educational startups, online one-on-one tutoring that's affordable, and in the US, financial support from individual states to make these schooling options reachable. All these options allow for individual attention to the student and monitoring the progress much more closely so that one topic is learned before moving on to the next. The takeaway here is that when choosing among the ever-growing and often confusing education options, there's just two factors that make the most difference. Factor number one, the student to instruction ratio. 1-on-1's best, 1-on-3 or 1-on-4 is better, and 1-on-10 or 1-on-20 is not as effective. Factor number two, how sequential topics are taught for each subject. Does the teacher move no matter what, or is there a system in place to know if a student has mastered the topic before moving to the next? Just looking at these two factors can have a radical effect on how well your child learns and how well adjusted they are in their schooling. It does require more effort on the parent's part, but knowledge is power, and if parents want to take a more active role in their kids' education, this is a great place to start. The Tucson Math Doc channel brings you the latest information, news, research, tools, and breakthroughs that help you supercharge your child's education to have your little ones grow to their full potential. Find us on Twitter at MathDocMom and comment, like, and subscribe here to help all of us do better for the next generation. This is PhD Engineer Dad signing off.